I believe that if there's a will, there's a way. If you really put your mind to something, if it's important to you, you can overcome mountains, right?
And in my heart, I feel you lie. Though I knew the whole damn time.
Hi, my name is Maria Jose. I'm a matchmaker from Medellin, and today I'm with this wonderful couple that meet with the help of AFAA. Their names are
Michael?
Francie. And Michael is going to tell us how they met.
Back in the summertime, I joined AFA, and once I set up my search parameters, I had the pleasure of coming across Francie's profile. And it immediately got my attention. I thought it was very well written. It explained that she was like to lead a healthy and active life, that she was looking for love, that she was a sincere woman, and she has an 11-year-old daughter, and all of those things were appealing to me. So I wrote her a letter, and I explained that I was planning to attend the social in August, September of last year. And I explained that I am looking to retire to Colombia and meet the love of my life. And I was hoping that I could meet her or that she would attend the social. And she wrote me back right away. And she was excited to hear from me. And we only chatted a few more times through the letters in advance of the social. But then we met in person on the second social.
And what has been the most difficult part in the cultural differences with you two?
I think one was having to say goodbye after a few days. I returned 2 more times, once each month for 5 or 10 days. Communication is probably the most difficult, so I speak very little Spanish. Francie didn't speak any English. But we would FaceTime every day and use the translator. It was our way of visiting with each other in between. So that's the way we would communicate. She is committed to learn English, and I have committed to learning Spanish. So both of us take the lessons. So I think that was the biggest challenge, the distance and the inability to have a fluid conversation.
Of course, it's difficult. And what advice would you give to the rest of the people that is watching us that want to join a foreign affair?
I think that if anyone has spent any time on the website, has read the testimonials, has watched any of the YouTube videos or the videos on the website, and then viewed the profiles, if you're not giving yourself a chance, if you have the time and the resources to come to Medellin and attend the socials and maybe meet some of the women that you interacted with through the letters, I guarantee that you will meet someone. If nothing else, you will have made some friends. Yes. And nobody can have too many friends. So I believe what AFA has to offer is a great value, very genuine, and they do a great job presenting and making sure that the clients get the most out of their experience.
Okay. Thank you so much for your response. Okay. Ahora con Francie, cuéntanos por qué decidiste unirte a la agencia en un principio, ¿qué te motivó?
Pues la verdad a mí me trajo aquí mi hermanita, ¿cierto? Ella me había contado experiencias, pues la verdad me llamó la atención. Quería experimentar y saber si era real.
Y cuéntanos, cuando te empezaste a comunicar con él por medio de cartas, ¿cómo fue la experiencia? ¿Cómo era eso de conocer a alguien que está lejos por medio de internet?
Pues para mí no era como tan impactante escribirle porque yo no lo conocía. Pues yo le respondía porque obvio tenía que responder, ¿cierto? Pues sí, con la esperanza de que en algún momento nos íbamos a encontrar. Y así se logró.
¿Cómo fue ese primer encuentro o la primera vez que se vieron? ¿Qué sentiste? ¿Cómo fue?
Pues cuando lo conocí fue en una cena de acá de APA. Pues yo lo vi, yo sí sentía como, wow, como una energía muy linda, muy bonita. pero yo ese día totalmente lo ignoré, pues. Pero en sí, sentía algo muy bonito.
Y después él te invitó a salir por medio de la agencia.
Sí, claro. Después de la cena, la semana siguiente ya la chica acá me escribió, me dijo, Francie, Michael quiere invitarte a cenar. Yo, sí, hágale de una, vamos.
Claro.
Así fue, sí, así fue. La primera cena fue muy, muy especial para mí.
Claro. Y cuéntanos qué ha sido lo más retador culturalmente hablando en su relación para ti.
Y pues hay muchas cosas, todo, porque en común teníamos muchas cosas diferentes. Yo ya me he adaptado mucho. O sea, creo que me adapto más fácil yo a las costumbres de él, sí, a los cambios, que de pronto él a los míos, aunque yo sé que él también ha hecho esfuerzo y ha trabajado en esto.
Claro, porque él está viviendo acá.
Exactamente, exacto. Entonces, pues como que las cosas que yo digo así que, que tan difícil ha sido como el idioma, pues
Claro.
tratar de entendernos a veces,
Claro.
¿cierto? Porque uno no sabe cómo expresarse.
Pero todo muy 50-50, los dos están trabajando para una relación, ¿cierto?
Sí, total, sí.
Y por último, cuéntanos qué es lo que más te gusta de tu pareja y de estar juntos en este momento, como qué es lo que te tiene.
Ay, no sé, es que él me transmite una energía muy linda, una confianza, y me parece que es muy caballeroso.
So now they tell us a little bit about their story, and now I'm gonna ask you guys, what is an advice that you would give other people that is going through this like cultural difference about how you solve your conflicts?
For me, this is a very easy question. It applies to life in general, and it doesn't matter what culture you're from. I believe that if there's a will, there's a way. If you really put your mind to something, if it's important to you, you can overcome mountains, right? Many mountains here in Medellin. So you can overcome the mountains, the language barrier, the cultural differences. And Francie and I have had them. Sometimes it's the fault of translator,
Yes.
right? Sometimes it can be me being an American and the way I communicate. I'm very type A direct. So I speak very directly. I don't beat around the bush. And sometimes that can be taken offensively. But what, to Francie's credit, the thing that has been the most helpful is she's always open and honest with me. She tells me everything, including her feeling. In the USA, the Americans have an opinion of Latina women are kind of hot and spicy, like hot temper.
Yeah.
But I would say Francie is nothing like that at all. And so when I have done something or said something that Francie didn't appreciate or she didn't understand, or she wanted me to know her feelings, she explained it to me. And yes, it might be a long paragraph in Spanish, but I just cut and pasted it into translator. And she just said, Michael, I'm a very humble and sensitive woman, and I need you to be patient with me. And these are the things that I prefer, and these are the things I don't prefer. And then I'm open to learn more about you and your culture, but you just have to be patient with me.
No, that's great. Thank you both for being here. This was a wonderful interview. I don't know if you guys have anything more to say, any comment, any suggestion.
I'm very appreciative of everything that AFA has done for me. I keep in touch with the office. The people that work here are great. And if there's ever any viewer that wants to speak to somebody that has been to 2 events with AFA, this office knows how to get in touch with me. I'd be more than happy to answer questions for anyone that is really interested and close to making that decision, but needs that little extra bit.
Push.
Right. And
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said from having the opportunity to ask questions from somebody that's already done all of this.
Of course, the experience.
Correct.
Muchas gracias. Thank you. And this is all.
Are you ready to get started? Sign up and connect with these real women.
Check out our website at
Mediandating.com.